ALBERTA, ada burung CALGARY.
فرحة دوري بينا، دوري حليانة الدنيا بينا، دوري يا فرحة دوري بينا، دوري حليانة الدنيا بينا، بالليلة السعيدة شمع الفرح بينا،
بالليلة السعيدة شمع الفرح بينا،
دوري دوري
حسن صارت الشيكندية يا علي وميساء.
دوري يا فرحة دوري بينا، دوري حليانة الدنيا بينا، دوري يا فرحة دوري بينا، دوري حليانة الدنيا بينا،
بالليلة السعيدة شمع الفرح بينا،
بالليلة السعيدة شمع الفرح بينا،
دوري دوري
يا فرحة دوري بينا،
دوري
دوري يا فرحة دوري بينا.
خلونا نقضي الليل فرحة وأغاني، ننسى العتب واللوم ليل الأماني، خلونا نقضي الليل فرحة وأغاني، ننسى العتب واللوم ليل الأماني، ننسى العتب واللوم ليل الأماني، ننسى العتب واللوم ليل الأماني، بالليلة السعيدة شمع الفرح بيده،
الليلة السعيدة شمع الفرح بينا،
دوري دوري
يا فرحة دوري بينا،
دوري
يا فرحة دوري بينا، يا فرحة دوري بينا، حليانة الدنيا بينا،
This citizenship ceremony is now open. Please be seated. Present to you 99 candidates for citizenship who have complied with the requirements of the Citizenship Act and are now ready to take the oath of citizenship and become Canadian citizens.
Well, thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, mesdames et messieurs, good afternoon. J'ai le grand plaisir de vous souhaiter une cérémonie de la citoyenneté canadienne. I'm I'm very pleased to welcome all at AREA's special ceremony of Canadian citizenship. I feel truly privileged and proud to be able to share this day with you. Je suis heureuse et fière de partager cette journée avec vous. It is a particular pleasure to welcome those of you who will very soon now finally become official citizens of Canada. In a few moments, I will invite you to start your celebration of Canadian citizenship when you stand to take the oath. However, before we begin, I would like to introduce to you a special guest who is here, and that is Chief Petty Officer, Second Class, Dawn Forsyth of the Canadian Forces. Let's give her a hand of welcome. I would also like to thank the clerk of the ceremony, Raman Sidhu, and also the two citizenship staff who helped with registration, and that is Janice and Catherine. There's a lot of work involved in learning how to say all your names.
بهالليلة السعيدة شمع الفرح بيده،
الليلة السعيدة شمع الفرح بيده،
دوري دوري دوري
يا فرحة دوري بينا،
دوري دوري دوري
يا فرحة دوري بينا.
قمر بين نجوم ضي العروسة، والفرح طير يدور الكل ببوسة. ضي قمر بين نجوم ضي العروسة، والفرح طير يدور الكل ببوسة. والفرح طير يدور الكل ببوسة، والفرح طير يدور الكل ببوسة. بهالليلة السعيدة شمع الفرح بيده، دوري دوري دوري
يا فرحة دوري بينا،
دوري دوري دوري
يا فرحة دوري بينا، دوري يا فرحة دوري بينا، دوري عليها الدنيا بينا، دوري يا فرحة دوري بينا، دوري عليها الدنيا بينا.
بهالليلة السعيدة شمع الفرح بيده،
الليلة السعيدة شمع الفرح بينا،
دوري
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 يا فرحة دوري بينا،
دوري
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 يا فرحة دوري بينا، دوري 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 يا فرحة دوري.
نحن الآن في قاعة السيرموني بأداء القسم حتى ماما تأخذ الجنسية الكندية يوم 31/5/2012. الساعة الآن 8:15 صباحا. ماما فرحانة لأنها سوف تأخذ الجنسية وتسافر على هديد. وانت راح تاخذين الجنسية الكندية؟ شنو شعورك وانت راح تاخذين الجنسية الكندية؟
طير وطاير في السماء، طير وطاير في السماء.
اي بعد
هي
يا اول شيء تسويه بعد ما تاخذين الجنسية؟
اختار العالم.
اول شيء
جدد على امريكا العربية، امريكا وبعدين اشوف اختار العالم كله.
كم سنة صار لك من جيتي أول مرة كندا؟
صار 11 سنة.
وجدت صارت من جيتي ثاني مرة.
هاي السنة الخامس هذه 5 سنين.
يا كان أحسن كندا ولا الإمارات؟
كندا.
الإمارات من جنة؟ ها؟
لا.
And I'll be clerking the ceremony this morning. At this time, I'm just going to take a few minutes to explain what's going to take place here, and then we'll begin the ceremony. Today's ceremony is going to be presided by Judge Joseph Miller. The ceremony will begin. I will enter through the back door. We'll ask everyone to rise. Once you all stand, Judge will walk into the room, and he will take his position at the front here. Once he takes his position, I will address the room, which will be followed by Judge's opening remarks. And then after his opening remarks, we will be taking the oath. The oath will be taken as a group, so I will ask everyone to stand. And those of you who brought the holy books with you today, you can place the holy book in your left hand, raise your right hand, and use the words, I swear. Those of you affirming the oath, simply raise your right hand and use the words, I affirm, and repeat the oath line by line after the judge. The oath will be taken in both official languages, in French and in English. And we do encourage everyone to say the oath in both official languages. Don't worry if you don't speak any French. The judge is only going to say a few words at a time. All you have to do is repeat it back to him. Once you're done taking your oath, before I say that, just wanted to remind everyone that one of our staff members who will be joining us later, repeating the oath of citizenship. If there is any doubt that you have taken the oath, I will follow you to the front either individually or with your family members. You can use any of the aisles to come up, but once you get to the front here, I ask that you make a line along this side, and then after receiving your certificate from the judge, return to your seats by using any of these two aisles here, that there's a smooth flow of the line here. Once all the certificates are presented, judge will return to his seat and he will give his closing remarks. And then after his closing remarks, I'll ask you to rise once again to join in this.
On behalf of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, Queen of Canada, I welcome you all to this citizenship ceremony. Bienvenue à cette cérémonie de la citoyenneté. I welcome especially those of you now becoming Canadians, adopting and being adopted by a new homeland. This is one of the most important days of your life. C'est une journée très spéciale pour vous et vos familles, and we are all proud and delighted to share it with you. Before we begin, I would like to thank the officer, I think we all must thank, the officer and clerks on Siu, Catherine Tayo, and Dan Pepin, for the many weeks of work to get us all here today. If you would please show them your appreciation. This may be one of the 6 or 8 most important days of your life. The day you were born, perhaps the day you got married, or the day you had your first child. These are the days that make us who we are. You are now at the end of a very long process of becoming in some real way, with new opportunities, new hopes, new rights, and new duties. Fled from war, violence and corrupt regimes, or from crippled economies. Some of you came only with your larger future for yourselves and your children. You had to leave behind friends and family members, and you had to endure the shock of your first Canadian winter. That first winter must have made you wonder whether you made the right choice. And I have to assure you that many of us born in Canada wonder about that. Sa Majesté, la Reine, Elizabeth II, Reine du Canada, à ses héritiers et successeurs, je jurerai fidèlement le droit et que je remplirai loyalement mes allegiance to Her Majesty, Queen Elizabeth II, Queen of Canada, her heirs and successors, and that I will faithfully observe the laws of Canada and fulfill my duties as a Canadian citizen. In the name of our Queen, Queen Elizabeth II of Canada, I welcome you all now as Canadian citizens. Congratulations.
Judge Buildin is going to present the certificates. Let me call you, please come forward.
Where you're going to say, are you ready? I'm from Canada. Enjoy it, be proud of it, and go out there and get involved. And again, congratulations.
بالسهرة الجواد وليلة قمرة ارقص وتألق بالسهرة الجواد وليلة قمرة شجع تقدمني خطوة يا خجول الجرأة حلوة نفرح الكل عالمواعيد أبد ما نستثني واحد نفرح الكل عالمواعيد أبد ما نستثني واحد اتقدمت لك يا حبيبي يلا فرحني فرح الكون بأرضه وبحره يلا بادل من الشعور توابع ويكفي الغرور بادل من الشعور ويكفي الغرور بارتباطك وارتباطي فينا حس كل الحروب يلا بادل نحس كل الحضور بالخافتها مسناه وركبت ملابسنا بالخافتها مسناه وركبت ملابسنا ما نخفي مكشوفين عين الله تحرسنا بالخافتها مسناه وركبت ملابسنا بالخافتها مسناه وركبت ملابسنا ما نخفي مكشوفين عين الله تحرسنا شجع قدم خطوة يا رجل الجرأة نفرح الكل عالمواعيد أبد ما نستثني واحد نفرح الكل عالمواعيد أبد ما نستثني واحد اتقدمت لك يا حبيبي يلا فرحني فرح الكون بأرضه وبحره نبه بابتسامي حفلة خلصت يا حزين عن شمال وعن يمين ناس تتبادل حنين عن شمال وعن يمين ناس تتبادل حنين شخص نبه بابتسامي حفلة خلصت يا حزين جمدك على الكرسي وغرقت في يأسي جمدت على الكرسي وغرقت في يأسي فجأة تركني وراح حجي على نفسي ويلي جمدت على الكرسي وغرقت في يأسي جمدت على الكرسي وغرقت في يأسي
My name is Ilona. I am the clerk of the Saturday citizenship ceremony will be presided by Judge Woodard. And working with me are Sydney, Ken, Dan, Mark, and Ryan, new people. So I just wanted to thank them for their assistance. Before we get started, we have some people that either did not make it this morning.
تركني وراح نمشي على نفسي سبت هو الجبال هو مثلك فوق صاير من جديد ارجع الداري والجهني بانتظاري من جديد ارجع الداري والجهني بانتظاري فرصة ضاعت لا يا روحي برحلة أو سهرة صدفة يمكن ألقى يمكن أكسرها.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your Canadian citizenship ceremony. Judge Woodard presiding. Judge Woodard, it is my privilege to present to you 8 candidates who have complied with the requirements of the Citizenship Act of Canada and are now ready to take the oath of citizenship and become Canadian citizens.
C-A-N-A-D-A.
Tell me, what's a Douglas fir?
C-A-N-A-D-A.
Bet you never heard about that.
Queen of Canada, Sa Majesté Elizabeth II of Ireland and Canada, I welcome you all to the citizenship ceremony. I welcome especially those among you now becoming Canadian. Bienvenue à cette cérémonie de citoyenneté. Becoming Canadian. Adopting and being adopted by the whole life. This is one of the most important days of your life. C'est un jour le plus important pour vous et vos familles.
Have you ever seen a lobster crawl? In Canada, we get to see them all. We get to see the maple
Raise your right hand. Ready?
Je jure. No. Little louder, please. Let's put some effort in. Okay? Je jure que je serai fidèle et porterai sincère allégeance à Sa Majesté, la Reine Elizabeth II, Reine du Canada, à ses amitiés et successeurs, que je serai fidèlement les lois du Canada et que je remplirai loyalement les obligations des citoyens canadiens. I swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty, Queen Elizabeth II, Queen of Canada, her heirs and successors, and that I will faithfully observe the laws and fulfill my duties as a Canadian citizen. Congratulations. You've done it. You are now.
مبروك Canadian.
We got the biggest wheat fields growing tall in CANADA, where we see the reversing falls. In Canada, we get to see them all. CANADA. Tell me, what's a tidal bore? Have you ever heard the ocean roar? Just listen to that wild goose call. In Canada, we get to see them all. We get to see the maple trees, the maple sugar and the maple leaves. We got the biggest timber wood so tall. In CANADA, where adventure ever calls. In Canada, we get to see them all. CANADA. Have you ever heard of Maple Creek? CANADA. Bet you never seen a mountain peak. In the land of the big snowball, in Canada, we get to see them all. Well, we get to see them.
Today, Canada is bigger and better than it was about 35 minutes ago. Bigger and better by 80 new Canadian citizens from 28 different countries. Please congratulate yourself. Each of you possesses a unique talent and energy that will enrich our country. But we all know that your education as citizens is just beginning, right? Because citizenship is like learning to play the guitar. You learn to do it by doing it, right? By getting involved in your community league, in our community leagues, by getting involved in our local museums, by getting involved any place we see there's a need. We're now getting Canadian History Week. This is the week that leads up to Canada Day next Tuesday. During Canadian History Week, you've had National, on the 21st of June, Saint-Jean-Baptiste Day, celebrating the French presence in Quebec of June. Canadian Multiculturalism Day, the 22nd of June. All of these things are out there for us.
In the land of the big snowball in Canada, we get to see them all.
بعد جد حسنين 16 سنة 2000
من 1999 أنا فات في الحصول على الجنسية الكندية 9 سنين أنا حصلت عليها 7 سنين أنا حصلت أكثر واحد أول في الحصول على الجنسية 16 سنة
يا الله يا رباه يا الله
حبك في القلب تمالي وعلي